Hello and welcome, you crazy people. My name is Jay. In this video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should buy the Indomitus box set. Sort of. What I'm actually going to be talking about is why I'm not buying it, but obviously to explain that, I'm going to explain reasons to buy it and reasons not to buy it. For those of you who don't know, the Indomitus box set is the new Games Workshop box that's coming with the new edition of Warhammer 40k, which is the 9th edition. It's going up for pre-order tomorrow. I'm recording this Friday night, probably releasing it Friday night, but it is actually going to go for pre-order at 10 a.m. in the UK on Saturday. And to all intents and purposes, this box set looks like an incredible value. I'm personally going to buy it, but if you do want to buy it, then I will leave a link to my Element Games. As I said, there are reasons to buy it, so I'm not trying to tell you not to buy it. You literally get a discount because you get the online discount that the store provides, and I literally get money for it. So if you do want to do that, I'd very much appreciate it. So we'll actually have a quick look at the box set. Ooh, J Oddity, smooth transition. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, this box set says it's going pre-order tomorrow, and there are a lot of miniatures in it. I personally, it looks like incredible value, especially like they released a box set a couple months back called Prophecy of the Wolf, I think, which did not have like that many miniatures in it, and people were like questioning the value, and that was RRP, I think 105, but for Element Games you can get it for like 80 odd. Whereas this, it's RRP 125, £125. I think that's $199 in the US, so probably in the UK it's about 105, and in dollars I think it's going to be about 175, 180, something like that. So now, yeah, there's a lot of miniatures in these. I believe they're push fit, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But there's a lot of miniatures in it. There's quality miniatures, and it looks incredible value. So if you do want to buy it, I completely understand. And I must warn you, I was flip-flopping. As of Tuesday this week, I was saying, yeah, I'm actually just going to pick it up. But giving it more and more thought, I've decided not to, for some personal reasons, and for some which are sort of Games Workshop reasons, I guess, if you want to call it that. And one of the Games Workshop reasons, quite frankly, is the fact that I'm really not a huge fan of this FOMO marketing strategy. So FOMO meaning fear of missing out. And I think Games Workshop have deliberately done it, and I personally don't like that. So they've said that this is going to be a limited release product. We're only going to print it once and then you're done. Yes, they said, we're going to print lots and lots, so don't worry, you will be able to get it if you do want it. But basically, if you don't get it in this wave, there is no second wave. You're naffed. You basically, if you want it, you're going to have to get it now. So in that sense, I really don't like that. And it seems that they may have not made enough for themselves, or made enough for the people, because they were originally going to sell 6 on their website to one person. I don't know why you would need 6 or why it would be up to 6 or anything, but they were going to say a maximum of 6 boxes is what you could buy. Then they've reduced that to 3. They also appear to have said to stores that, whatever pre-orders you want, we'll be able to get you. Now it appears that stores are like, actually, we're going to get a limited set. So it's not going to be fun. I think if we could, I might even be back on Saturday saying, like, look how bad things have gone. And there'll be people complaining about not being able to get it. Hopefully that's not the case. There's a theory that Games Workshop can guarantee you're going to get it, where the friendly local game stores can't. And Games Workshop are trying to get you to, well, not without saying it, but, if Games Workshop can get it you, but your local game store can't, I'll pay the high price at Games Workshop. I just think as a, not necessarily as a strategy, but as a would anybody have even noticed or said anything if you didn't say this was a limited release, and then in 6 months' time, once everybody made up their mind, you said, right, this is actually going to go out of production in 3 months, so that'll be it. Would it have cost them that much? Obviously, they're benefiting from this fear of missing out, because people like me, who perhaps normally wouldn't have considered buying it, but it's like, well, if it's limited time only and it's such great value, maybe I should buy it. So I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Games Workshop strategy though in selling it. I understand they're a business and they need to make money, but I find you're trying to artificially create pressure amongst your people who buy your stuff and like your stuff. Just make good products. It already is a good product. People want to buy it. So do you need to artificially hype on, build on people's pressure to get it? I'm just not sure you did. And on a personal note, I'm wondering if I might be better off just with the app. So There are free core rules, which, if I'm honest, whilst Games Workshop do free core rules, they're not really enough to play it consistently. To really play the game, you're going to need the rulebook, right? And speaking about value, the rulebook, there's a rulebook included in the Indomitus box set, and the rulebook on its own is like £30-35. So if you knock that off the, and that's with the discount, I think. So if you knock that off the 105 that you'd be paying in the UK, it's like 70 quid for the miniatures. And that is really good value for all those miniatures. It's just really good value. For me, I think I'll be really playing infrequently, so I might want to just delve, like pop it in and out of the game. So if I subscribe for like £4 for 1 month and then stop for the other and then go back in for £4, I don't think, I think that might, it's basically a year's worth of the subscription. And I think it looks like I'm going to get the full rules. I think that's what that means. Reference all your rules fast. I think means it's a full rule book as opposed to the core rule book. But it is, it's hard to be sure because it is. I don't think it's particularly well explained. But so for me, I don't necessarily need or want the miniatures or the rule book kind of thing. Now I do sort of want the miniatures because one thing I would say on a personal note, I'm interested in Combat Patrol, and I believe they did an article, and I couldn't quite find it quickly, that there's easily 500 points of both factions there, and that's Combat Patrol size, so you could get 2 reasonably cheap Combat Patrols. Fine, that's one reason to buy it, and that's one reason I would personally consider it. But yeah, on a personal level, this is something I think a lot of us will experience. It's quite frankly just the amount of grey plastic I already have. There's a lot of stuff that I have bought on a whim, possibly because of the fear of missing out, possibly because I do YouTube and I always feel like I'm on that. Well, I get caught up in the hype trains and I buy it, and maybe I willingly a part of that. And this time I'm sort of taking my foot off the gas. But quite frankly, I've not finished the Dark Imperium. I've painted a kill team's worth of Dark Imperium miniatures. I've not finished the Dark Imperium set. If I would have finished the Dark Imperium set and I could have been like, look, I've actually not got 4 boxes worth of grey plastic in my attic, then maybe I would have bought this. So I think I bought Warcry. I've not really finished all the terrain in that. I played some games, but not with my terrain or with the terrain that came in my box. I bought Marvel Crisis Protocol. I bought Dark Imperium. I've ordered Super Fantasy Brawl, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time to play that. So I've got quite a few boxes and just miniatures that I never paint, I never even use. I gave Mark from Dice Tales, I just gave him a box of a Warcry box, which was like just one of the faction boxes. I can't remember even which one it was, but I just gave it because I was like, look, it's in the wrapper. I'm never going to use it. You play it, you use it. You'll have fun with it. It's not worth me eBay, whatever. So on a personal note, I literally just have too much grey plastic, and I think a lot of you might be in the same boat. I think it's reasonably common to have too much grey plastic. So I would say if you have unpainted 40k miniatures, or at least Primaris or Necrons, and you're worried about the fear of missing out of this box set, perhaps don't get it. I think they'll come along with 2 sort of starter sets. They'll have like a First Strike starter set and then the No Fear starter sets, and they'll be more tailored probably to people like me who I don't want to spend 100 odd quid on these. I'd rather spend like 30 quid on it and have like, oh, I've got a little miniature game or something to play with. So that's what I'm hoping to buy, and yeah, that's it. It's not me not buying it isn't necessarily a slight on the box. I do think it's good value. I think the miniatures are obviously great. They're obviously Games Workshop miniatures, and they're generally fantastic. I believe they're pushed to fit, and if that is true, like, it's even more tempting. I do think Games Workshop have gone a little bit weird with the messaging of the new edition of 40k. It's obviously a evolution rather than a revolution. Strongly suspect 10th edition might be up for some big changes, but I suspect we're 3-4 years, well, we'll be a minimum of 3 years away from that. I suspect probably 4, but yeah, I suspect there'll be some big changes in 10th edition. I know I'm obviously early 9's not out yet, but I think they have made strong overtures to new players with Combat Patrol. They've made increasing the point size so that your armies are smaller and stuff like that. They said they courted the competitive players because they're like, look, we're taking the missions from the American tournaments, great. and they courted the new players with saying like, "Hey, look, you can just play on your coffee table on your lunch break with a 500-point game. Come on, you know you want it." And then they don't release a starter box. They release a box that they specifically said it's not a starter box. Now, the difference between a starter box and not a starter box really just means that it doesn't come with dice and measuring stuff. How many people really use that stuff on the starter set? I don't know. So they've taken that out to try and like extend to get more value in it for other players, but you could take that stuff out from a smaller set and I'd probably still buy it. A bit of me, I would very much, if they just did the Space Marine section of this box for £50 as a starter collecting box or whatever which I mean would be incredible value in itself, I'd just buy that. And I think it's because I know for certain that I would buy this box, probably build up the Space Marines, probably spray them purple, and then leave them for age. I'd go and play an event. I'd go play like some people in Warrington play the Blame the Dice guys, but then that would be it. So for that basis alone, I'm not doing it. I think if you're on the fence, like if you're like me and you're interested in Combat Patrol, let's wait till the hype dies down before you make your decisions. I do not like the fear of missing out marketing strategy that Games Workshop have gone for. I just think they don't really need to do it, and I'm not thrilled the fact that it's not a starter box. I think they've made these overtures to people like me and then not really following through with it, so that gives me a little bit of a warning flag. However, the value of this box looks so good, and if you're interested in it, then just buy it. But use the Element Games link. So that's it. I'm not buying it. We'll see. I don't like the fact it looks like they said to stores, do whatever you want but sell as many as you want, and then they're saying no. It's not a great look, but at this point Games Workshop can do whatever the hell they like. They're making money hand over fist, fist over dollar, hand, dollar fist, and they're minted. They can do this. They know people are lapping it up. I came this close to lapping it up, and I probably would have only regretted it months later when I hadn't finished it. Have a most beautiful day. Goodbye.